Live inside the Beltway on the Thursday after Election Day. I'm joined by one of the big winners Thursday night. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine is back. Congratulations, Governor DeWine. A 1,000,000 vote margin plus. You must still be feeling pretty good.
Well, good morning, Hugh. Thank you very much. Yes, we feel good. We ended up with about 63% of the vote, and just, obviously very happy. And now looking forward to 4 more years of working and pushing for Ohio to move forward. We're a state on the move, and you and I've talked about this before. And you know Ohio very well. It's a manufacturing state. We get a lot of new businesses coming in, and we're putting a big emphasis on early childhood education, as well as career tech.
Governor, I don't know that people will quite understand this who don't come from my neck of the woods, but Trumbull County, which used to be a deep blue Union stronghold, and it's where John Glenn would run up votes and John Gilligan would run up votes. You carried Trumbull County by 66.5%. Now that is extraordinary. How did you do that?
Just there's been a huge change, I think, and historically, you can correct me because that's the part of the state you're from, but this has been a blue collar, highly Catholic ethnic area, which I would say was always fairly socially conservative, but certainly voted Democrat. I used to joke to you that when we'd take a poll in midsummer, I might be ahead in Mahoning Valley, but by the time we got to September and October, they remembered I was a Republican, and so we never could carry it. But I think there's just been a fundamental shift, and you're seeing this at the local elections there as well. Donald Trump certainly pushed that, but it was something that I think has been coming, frankly, for some time. And this, again, interestingly, for our listeners, was the home and is the home of Congressman Ryan, who was the Democrat nominee for the United States Senate, and did not really do that well in his home area.
I'm kind of shocked by that because Tim is a good friend of mine. We went to the same high school, and I didn't trash him during the campaign, but I thought he would win Trumbull County. And I mean, you lose your home county. That's not very good.
Well, it's quite interesting. Congressman Ryan ran, I thought, a very aggressive, good campaign. I don't know if you looked at any of his ads, but he was kind of wanted to come across really as a more middle of the road candidate. But in the end, J.D. Vance won by a pretty good margin.
Well, you put J.D. on your back and carried him across. He worked very hard. He deserves his win, but you getting 63% of the vote certainly helps. Governor, you're very pro-life. You've signed the heartbeat bill. I'm sure you will sign whatever pro-life legislation you work on with the Ohio legislature. Why did abortion not hurt you and did obviously hurt Republicans in other places?
Hugh, I did have people, and one of the things that I love about campaigning is you just get out there and see people. And Fran and I stood in front of the Browns-Bengals game the Monday night, and you just see literally thousands of people talk to hundreds and hundreds of them. And we did that all over the state. I think it did. I mean, I think you have some people who, came up to me and said, Mike, I like the way you've run the state. I like your focus on education. I like what you did during the pandemic, whatever. But I can't vote for you because, of your position on abortion. So there was certainly were those people. But I also had people come up to me who said, that they were independent or Democrat, who never mentioned abortion at all and said, look, I'm going to vote for you. I think you've been a strong governor. So I think that a lot of people who it might have been an issue for them, and they may not have liked, my position, my pro-life position, but they were more focused on jobs. They were more focused on, the problem with inflation, our focus on education, keeping kids in Ohio, making sure there's jobs for kids in Ohio. All of those things, I think, resonated very well. And I think there is, if you can look around the country with different, particularly governor's races, where Republicans did, very, very well. And I think many times it was because people said, look, they're getting the job done. They're just out there every day. They're conservative. They're fiscally responsible. and they're also really focused on the future and investing in the people of the state. And that's one of the things I've constantly talked about. We're investing in our own people. We're investing in our infrastructure. Ohio's on the move.
Now, the two who won big are you. You're the comfortable shoes governor, and Ron DeSantis, who's the iron-toed boot governor, right? He's out there. And so
Well,
you
I
two
never heard
both.
it said that way, but
That's about right, right? You're the comfortable shoes governor, and he's got the steel-toed boots that you wear on the work site because there's better. I think actually it's a more genteel place, Ohio, than Florida politics.
well,
What?
I think there's a style. There's probably a style difference between
Yes.
the two of us, but we are out there fighting every single day for jobs coming into Ohio. I mean, we're very aggressive about jobs. We've kept taxes down. We've kept regulations reasonable. We've created an environment in Ohio that's conducive for jobs to grow. And so, I think that while my style may be a little different, I think people like that.
Oh, they do. I mean, I like it. Now, Governor, tell me what the backpack bill is going to be like under your stewardship. It will go to the Supreme Court, which is a big win for Ohioans, including your son reelected. But we now have 4 reliable conservative justices on the Ohio Supreme Court. So if you pass a backpack bill, it will be upheld.
Ohio, Hugh, is a school choice state, and we continue to move further and further towards that, and you're going to see continuous movement, I think, in this legislation. Whether the backpack bill per se passes, I don't know, but what we believe in is parents' rights, and we believe in giving parents choices, and particularly where they're in failing schools, they're in schools where it's very difficult for the kids to get the right education. We want to put poor kids on the same par with rich kids. That parents, do have a choice. We're also a state, as you know Ohio very well, that particularly in our rural areas and the suburban areas, people like their schools and they like their public schools. So again, I think you're going to see. If I had to put on a crystal ball here or look at my crystal ball, I think you're going to see us. We will continue to put emphasis on the parents' rights and the parents' ability to choose for their kids.
It is the dividing line, I think, that will matter the most in 2024, and I want to make sure I get your advice for the party on 2024, Governor. First of all, have you ruled out running for president?
I'm not running. Look, I've got 4 years in Ohio, and I'm glad to have that time to really do the things, finish the things that we've gotten started.
That's what I wanted. You're disinterested. Yeah. What should the party do?
I'm not running.
So what should the party do?
Look, I think there's a message here. Again, I go back to what we talked about a couple minutes ago. I think people are looking for problem solvers. I think people are looking for. I think that Ohio is a conservative state. It's a pragmatic state. It's a state where we get up in the morning and go to work and get things done. I think that also appeals nationwide. I think there's a candidate who could demonstrate, look, I've fixed problems. Certainly is going to be a strong candidate. And I think that's what people are looking for. People just want to, hey, don't do a lot of drama, just get the job done.
So I get asked this question a lot in the last 48 hours, since I grew up on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. How come Ohio is so red and Pennsylvania elected? I know why they elected Josh Shapiro. He's the best Democrat running in the United States. But how can they elect John Fetterman? What is the difference? And I tell them Philadelphia, because Pittsburgh is Cleveland, but it's
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I had the same answer, and you know Pennsylvania better than I do. But we don't really have a Philadelphia in Ohio. If you go to Western Pennsylvania, I think you find that very similar to Ohio. You wouldn't know you crossed the border. There's no line there that says, "Hey, we're in a different state." I mean, there is, but there's no bells go off and say, "Oh, I'm dealing with different people." I mean, it's very similar to Eastern Ohio, very similar to Western Pennsylvania.
It's just Philly. So, Governor, we got a minute left. Again, congratulations. You're a model. When do you want the 2024 campaign talk to start? I'm not letting it start yet. I'm in Switzerland. I'm neutral on who gets the nomination. But when does it start?
I don't think we have any choice. It has already started. This is, but this always happens. You're 2 years out, and on election night, you're just still counting the votes, and then people are looking at the presidential race. So we can't stop that discussion.
Are you going to endorse someone early, or are you waiting?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't even got to that yet. So we'll focus it on Ohio.
I know you're go Bucks. You'll be focused on beating Michigan first, but then, Governor, come back and tell me when you decided what to do. Congratulations, a million-plus vote victory, 63% in carrying old Deep Blue, Trumbull County by 66.5%. Wow. Good to talk to you, Governor Mike DeWine. Great governor in Ohio. More coming up, America. Stay tuned.